Damn, that's crazy. When I search my own name from Incog, a lot more people hating on me. A lot of them have blocked me. So when I see myself trending and look at it from my own thing, it's mostly people being supportive of me or my own tweets. Damn, people hate me. That's crazy. I found it. What is this? Vosh goes mask off. In his new video defending George Orwell, first clip, him defending George Orwell being a literal Fed informant, saying he supports reporting Stalinists to the Feds and implicitly says Stalinists are worse than Nazis. Why is it not making noise? Make noise. There you go. I don't give a if Stalinists are reported to the state. I don't give a It's like reporting Nazis, except Nazis have killed fewer anarchists than Stalinists have. That's true. Implicitly says Stalinists are worse than Nazis. Dude, I mean, in terms of anarchists killing, like, that's, I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you want? Don't kill anarchists. I don't know. Clip 2, Vosh claims the USSR was an ally of the Nazis and no other country would be given the charity of, well, they had to do it. Context, most European countries already had pacts with Nazi Germany, including the UK, and Poland wasn't the only nation divided about. Okay. Held a conference in Munich, Munich Pact, annexation. Okay. A pact before World War II allowing German annexation is not the same as allying with them during World War II for multiple years to and then, like, it's clearly not the same thing. Yes, splitting Poland up. To be fair, the USSR appealed to the Allies before signing with the Axis. Again, this is charitability that no Tankie would give any other country. Like, for instance, Tankies still hate Finland because well, like they were like kind of buddies with the Nazis while they were getting attacked by the Soviet Union. So it's like, no, you can't ally with the Nazis to keep yourself from being destroyed unless you're the Soviet Union, in which case, yeah, like they don't. It's a completely one-sided bit of charitability. They hate Poland too, yeah. The Soviet Axis talks. Yeah, don't ever let Tankies mislead you historically. The Soviets were not just like, okay, don't invade us, we'll ally with you for the meantime. In reality, like, there were attempts by the Soviets to establish long-lasting friendship with Nazi Germany, to the point where, like, the Germans broke off from some of their agreements because they thought that Stalin was being too greedy with the territories that he wanted in the split between them. Like, they agreed to split Poland 50-50, but then it was like Stalin wanted so much, and Hitler literally was like, oh my God, this guy, you know? It was not just the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. There was actual effort at, like, long-standing collaboration. Bosch claims George Orwell had good reason to care far more about the USSR and the British Empire, which he worked as a federal informant for, because the USSR had more colonial territories than the British Empire. What? It's fun. It's kind of crazy how in order to make the stuff I say sound disagreeable, they have to rephrase it rather than just saying the stuff that I say. Because I don't know what this refers to. It's the imperialist empire that was the Soviet Union. Do keep in mind that as of Orwell's death in what was it, 1949 or sometime a little bit after that, the Soviet Union had more colonial territories than England did. After the war, the West lost most of its colonial territories. You know, Britain lost India, whereas the Soviet Union had the entire. That's true. Like that's true. The British Empire was decolonizing / had decolonized. And the Soviet Union, like, had their boot on the neck of the entire Warsaw Pact with ambitions for expansion. Like, clip 4, Vosh claims USSR was fascist. Really? Who would do that? Oh, if you're based in red-pilled like myself and George Orwell, you know, it's not as though Stalinist Russia wasn't fascist. True. Bosch defends Orwell spending most of his career defaming and representing the USSR. Okay, yeah, it's there again. Like, the problem here is that it's boring for me to go over this because it's literally just like they're mad that George Orwell didn't like Stalin, and that, like, that's actually it. It's literally like, dude, I can't believe. Oh my God, there's so many of these. It's bro. Why not just like why show all these clips? Why not just go, hey, Vosh agrees with Orwell not liking Stalin. like, yeah, just summarize it. It's a whole hour-long video. Why gonna break that down into 60 one-minute long clips? Jesus. In a sickening remark, he says your boy Hakim should have been kidnapped by American forces as a child in the Iraq invasion and forced to learn English in an American classroom. All right, what did I actually say? That Hakim is Iraqi, but I think they should have like airlifted him and brought him over to an American English class and had him sit there for 20 straight years after the Iraq War began, which was about 20 years ago, solely so that he wouldn't have made this retarded video. This is insane. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. It was a joke. Yeah, it was a pretty funny one too. It's it's horrifying. Yeah. Yeah, it was about comprehension. The joke was that like he was going over a portion of George Orwell's books and essays and writings, and his reading comprehension was abysmal. So the joke was like, all right, we'll give you an English education here in the States. Clip 8, Vosh being a petulant child. Well, yeah, obviously. How dare you criticize the USSR? How dare you? 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 How dare you?
Reserved for
Wait, that was Hakim, not me. Clip 10, Vosh claims that the book 1984 is pro-communism, despite being perhaps the most influential piece of anti-communism literature ever published. Isn't it crazy how because Tankies insist that the Soviet Union was communism, they have so many of the same positions as the U.S. State Department and American Conservative Party? Like, like literally, the group that's loudest about how 1984 is anti-communist literature and most incapable of reading comprehension are conservatives in America. But Tankies also feel that way. It's kind of like how the only people who call China socialist are like the U.S. State Department and Tankies, you know? Bosch claims that any socialist who takes offense at the cartoonish portrayal of communism in the book 1984 would happily murder you and rape your wife. That's true. Vosh claims Ho Chi Minh bathed his country in blood. Straight up American genocide apologia. What? What? Straight up American Wait, I was referring to Ho Chi Minh's land reform, not to the Vietnam War. In the video, I specifically said that I think that we were obviously in the wrong in the Vietnam War, and Ho Chi Minh was right to remove the French. What? What? I said that. The difference, okay, between social democracies in the East and social democracies in the West, okay? Social democracies in the East required a bloody revolution to get to, and social democracies in the West just required some sensible post-war governance, all right? True? Imagine being Ho Chi Minh and blanketing your country in blood, and at the end of it, you get something that is akin to a social democracy, but worse in every conceivable way. I'll tell you, how is that Orientalism? What is that? Did I miss the part where I played the stock sound effect of like the dun 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 dun, dun with a gong? Like what? Where? Because I said East. Ah, okay, that's why. Vosh claims that leftists who want and advocate for peace in Ukraine are only doing so to aid the enemy in the Russian war effort. It's actually crazy how these guys are as active pushers of disinformation as like Nick Fuentes. I specifically say here who support Russia against Ukraine, but they have to use the euphemism, like who want and advocate for peace as long as peace means Ukraine surrendering its territory right now unconditionally. Like but they know they're lying when they say this, or like I think it's a peer pressure thing. Like they know they're lying, but they think everyone else does it as well. Oh, dude, Tankies would get along so well with Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was literally just defending Stalin in a recent podcast bit or whatever during a live stream. Why wouldn't he? It's not like Stalin did anything communist. He did plenty of things that were fascist. You missed the clip where the Tankies said the anarchists were traitors, not the Stalinists. Yeah, of course, obviously. This is why I say that they would happily murder you and rape your wife. Because, like, as Stalinists have done in the past, like, they will literally, like, shoot you in the back of the head in a shared offense against fascists. Like, they will work with fascists against anarchists before they'll work with anarchists against fascists. And they have consistently every time. Literally every time. Like, they will always choose because they're statists, because they're authoritarian statists. So it doesn't matter. Bosch Mods over the Spanish Civil War. After reading in the same article, the anarchists started the shooting toward the communists because they splintered off and refused to create a state alongside all the other anti-fascist factions. He said they were heroes. This was after the Stalinists had ostracized the anarchists and then begun working with the liberal government in Spain. Like, they betrayed the revolution. They were the backstabbers. Like, the fact that all the article said was that the anarchists were literally the first ones to begin the shooting, not that they were the ones who began the backstabbing. Like, if a bunch of people in an alleyway start crowding around you and start, like, pulling out knives, and you're the one who draws and shoots really quick first, that doesn't mean you initiated the aggression. Alright, that's pretty dumb.